There is a moment in every scorer's career when greatness becomes undeniable. The moment they reach 20,000 points. But how did they get there? At what age? With which team? And how many seasons did it take? As we uncover each player's path to this rare milestone, you may be surprised by who climbed fastest, who waited longest, and who rewrote expectations entirely. At 36 years and 110 days old, Gary Payton reached the 20,000-point milestone during the 2004 season with the Seattle Supersonics. It took him 15 full seasons to achieve this mark. His combination of durability, elite defense, and steady scoring made the accomplishment a powerful reflection of how complete and long-lasting his career truly was. Reaching the 20,000-point mark in the 2000 season with the Indiana Pacers, Reggie Miller was 35 years and 85 days old when he crossed the line. He needed 14 seasons to reach that total, showcasing discipline, longevity, and unmatched shooting consistency. Miller's smooth scoring style turned each year into another step toward this impressive milestone. Vince Carter achieved the 20,000-point milestone as a member of the Dallas Mavericks in the 2011 campaign. At 34 years and 355 days of age, he reached the mark after 13 seasons filled with athletic highlights and evolving offensive skill. His ability to adapt and remain effective made this accomplishment a testament to both talent and perseverance. Larry Bird reached the 20,000-point barrier in the 1,990 season with the Boston Celtics. He was 33 years and 358 days old, completing the achievement in only 12 seasons. Bird's remarkable efficiency, creativity, and mental toughness allowed him to reach this milestone far faster than most players of his era, solidifying his legendary status. Dwyane Wade crossed the 20,000-point milestone during the 2016 season with the Miami Heat. At 34 years and 62 days old, he accomplished it after 13 seasons of explosive drives, mid-range mastery, and clutch performances. Wade's scoring journey reflected not just talent but leadership, resilience, and a style that defined an entire era of Miami basketball. Alex English reached the 20,000-point milestone in the 1,988 season while playing for the Denver Nuggets. At 34 years and 50 days old, he achieved the mark after 12 seasons, built on smooth mid-range scoring and remarkable consistency. His elegant style and steady production made the accomplishment feel like the natural result of years of elite craftsmanship. In the 2009 campaign with the Boston Celtics, Ray Allen crossed the 20,000-point threshold at 34 years and 143 days of age. His journey required 14 seasons defined by precision shooting and disciplined conditioning. Each year added another layer to his legacy, and the milestone reflected both his endurance and his status as one of the finest perimeter scorers ever. Patrick Ewing reached the 20,000-point milestone during the 1,996 season with the New York Knicks. At 34 years and 106 days of age, he achieved the mark after 12 seasons defined by strength, reliability, and disciplined post-play. His journey to the milestone reflects a career built on leadership, intensity, and a steady scoring presence that shaped an entire era of Knicks basketball. The 20,000-point milestone came for Charles Barkley in the 1,996 season as part of the Phoenix Suns. At 33 years and 258 days old, he crossed the mark after 12 seasons of powerful scoring and unmatched energy. Barkley's ability to blend force, agility, and creativity made this achievement a strong reflection of his unique offensive brilliance. Tim Duncan secured the 20,000-point milestone in the 2010 season with the San Antonio Spurs. At 33 years and 272 days old, he reached the total after 13 seasons built on fundamentals, patience, and quiet dominance. His steady approach to the game made the milestone feel like a natural extension of a career shaped by discipline and long-term excellence. George Gervin reached the 20,000-point milestone in the 1986 season with the San Antonio Spurs. At 33 years and 259 days old, he accomplished the feat after only 10 seasons. His smooth scoring style, effortless creativity, and calm presence on the court made this achievement a signature moment in a career built on pure offensive artistry. During the 2010 season, Paul Pierce of the Boston Celtics crossed the 20,000-point mark at 33 years and 21 days old. The milestone came after 12 seasons of steady scoring, clutch performances, and strong leadership. Pierce's blend of footwork, patience, and confidence turned each year into part of a long journey toward this well-earned accomplishment. Adrian Dantley achieved the 20,000-point milestone in the 1987 campaign with the Utah Jazz. He was 32 years and 283 days old, completing the climb after 12 seasons. Known for efficiency and unmatched scoring craft, Dantley earned this moment through persistence, discipline, and an ability to control the paint with intelligence and precision. The 20,000-point mark was reached by Hakeem Olajuwon in the 1995 season as a member of the Houston Rockets. At 32 years and 294 days old, he arrived at the milestone after 12 seasons of dominant two-way excellence. His footwork, defensive mastery, and smooth inside scoring made the accomplishment feel inevitable. Dominique Wilkins crossed the 20,000-point barrier during the 1992 season with the Atlanta Hawks. He was 32 years and 299 days old, needing 10 seasons to get there. Known for explosive dunks and fierce competitiveness, Wilkins turned raw athleticism into long-term scoring power, making this milestone a perfect reflection of his thrilling style. Karl Malone reached the 20,000-point milestone in the 1996 season with the Utah Jazz. At 32 years and 263 days old, he accomplished the feat after only 10 seasons. His combination of physical strength, durability, and constant improvement turned each year into a steady rise, making his scoring achievement a symbol of long-lasting dominance. In the 1987 campaign, Moses Malone of the Houston Rockets crossed the 20,000-point threshold at 32 years and 20 days of age. He needed 11 seasons to reach this total, relying on relentless rebounding, interior scoring, and unmatched toughness. His milestone reflected not only talent but also the determination that defined his entire professional journey. Allen Iverson reached the 20,000-point mark while playing for the Denver Nuggets in the 2007 season. At 31 years and 230 days old, he achieved the milestone after 11 seasons filled with fearless drives, unmatched quickness, and a competitive fire that never faded. His scoring journey showed how a smaller player could dominate through heart, skill, and relentless willpower. Dirk Nowitzki achieved the 20,000-point milestone in the 2010 season with the Dallas Mavericks. At 31 years and 208 days old, he reached the total after 12 seasons built on footwork, shooting accuracy, and a revolutionary style for a big man. His ability to score from anywhere on the court made the milestone a natural extension of his unique, lasting greatness. Carmelo Anthony reached the 20,000-point barrier during the 2014 campaign as a member of the New York Knicks. At 30 years and 157 days of age, he accomplished the feat after 11 seasons of polished scoring, strong footwork, and elite shot creation. His milestone represented the consistency and skill that shaped his identity as one of the era's premier scorers. James Harden reached the 20,000-point milestone in the 2020 season with the Houston Rockets. At 30 years and 97 days of age, he achieved the mark after 11 seasons, built on creative scoring, exceptional ball handling, and a unique ability to control tempo. His path to the milestone highlights how skill, patience, and offensive mastery shaped his rise into an elite modern superstar. During the 1,969 campaign, Oscar Robertson of the Milwaukee Bucks crossed the 20,000-point threshold at 30 years and 89 days of age. He reached the mark after 9 seasons filled with versatility, power, and unmatched all-around excellence. The milestone highlighted how his pioneering style transformed the expectations for guards and set new standards for future generations. Giannis Antetokounmpo reached the 20,000-point barrier in the 2023 season with the Milwaukee Bucks. At 30 years and 137 days old, he accomplished the milestone after 10 seasons marked by dominance, physicality, and constant improvement. His scoring journey reflected a rise from raw potential to unstoppable force, making this achievement a defining moment in his growing legacy. Michael Jordan crossed the 20,000-point milestone in the 1993 season with the Chicago Bulls. At 29 years and 338 days old, he reached the total after only 9 seasons of breathtaking athleticism and ruthless competitiveness. This milestone reinforced his status as a generational phenomenon, whose scoring brilliance reshaped the sport and captivated fans worldwide. Kobe Bryant reached the 20,000-point mark during the 2007 season with the Los Angeles Lakers. At 29 years and 122 days old, he achieved the feat after 12 seasons defined by determination, skill refinement, and relentless scoring ambition. The milestone reflected his evolution from prodigy to polished superstar and highlighted the intensity that fueled every stage of his career. Kevin Durant reached the 20,000-point milestone in the 2018 season with the Golden State Warriors. At 29 years and 103 days old, he achieved the feat after 11 seasons defined by elite shot-making, versatility, and calm efficiency. His journey to the mark reflected a scorer capable of dominating any defense with grace, precision, and unmatched offensive rhythm. Shaquille O'Neal reached the 20,000-point milestone in the 2003 season with the Los Angeles Lakers. At 30 years and 14 days old, he achieved the mark after 11 seasons built on overwhelming strength, dominant post play, and unmatched physical presence. His path to the milestone showed how his size, power, and consistency turned him into one of the most unstoppable forces the league has ever seen. Wilt Chamberlain reached the 20,000-point barrier in the 1965 campaign with the Los Angeles Lakers. At 28 years and 184 days old, he hit the mark after only 6 seasons of unprecedented scoring, athleticism, and power. His milestone stood as evidence of a player who redefined statistical possibility and transformed the sport through extraordinary production. David Robinson crossed the 20,000-point mark in the 1994 season with the San Antonio Spurs. At 28 years and 169 days old, he accomplished the feat after 12 seasons built on discipline, two-way excellence, and constant leadership. The milestone captured his blend of finesse and intensity, traits that made him one of the era's most complete stars. LeBron James reached the 20,000-point milestone during the 2013 season with the Miami Heat. At 28 years and 17 days old, he achieved the total after 10 seasons, shaped by versatility, exceptional consistency, and historic all-around dominance. The accomplishment reflected his rapid ascent from prodigy to global icon, and marked another defining step in a career filled with unprecedented achievements. These incredible journeys to 20,000 points remind us that every superstar has a story shaped by time, effort, and resilience. Which player surprised you the most? Whose path felt the most impressive? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more all-time rankings, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update.